Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to this historic and symbolic check ceremony. My name is Dana Brown. I'm the principal at Malden High School. I have with me to my left class officers from the senior, junior, and sophomore class. They'll be here to help us accept the check and maybe participate in the tour. At this time, we'll start the presentation, and at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the Honorable Mayor, Richard C. Howard.
Thank you, Dana. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming out and helping us announce this wonderful grant from the School Building Authority. We've passed out some information to outline our almost more than 12-year effort now to do the entire Malden public school system over, from pre-K through the 8th grade with our 5 new elementaries that we opened a while back, and now with the renovation of the historic Malden High School, a school that just celebrated a couple years ago its 150th anniversary. We think it's probably the 3rd or 4th oldest public high school in Massachusetts, which makes it just about the same in terms of the history of the entire country. It has obviously a very important place in Malden's history, a great place from which many graduates have gone on into a variety of careers across the spectrum of the United States economy, whether it's the medical field or construction field or arts and sciences, whatever it's been. Malden High graduates have always known that the preparation that they have received here always puts them in very good position to be successful in whatever career they've chosen to move on to. So this piece is an important effort to bring the high school to the 21st century as best we can. We're going to roll out the latest in technology within the walls of this 1935 vintage Art Deco building, as well as the two 1970s wings that many of us have grown up and remembered. Hopefully there aren't too many people here that graduated from the old red brick building that existed where the two new wings are, but there are probably a few of us that went there. But we're glad that the School Building Authority has given us the opportunity to make sure that for generations to come, the children, seniors that you see behind you, and the graduating classes in the near future will have the same opportunities that everybody else did that graduated from Malden High School in the 150 years plus that has preceded us today. So it's my pleasure to introduce our superintendent, who sits on the building committee and leads the charge on the education side. Sid Smith will tell you a little bit about what we hope to accomplish by using this money in a wise manner to help the school children of tomorrow. Sid?
Thank you. Good morning. Not often you get to compete with buses when you're trying to speak to folks, but I really want to express my gratitude and congratulations more than anything else. Our deep thanks to members of the School Board Authority, to the Department of Treasury, first of all, but also to express congratulations, first of all, to Mayor Howard for the incredible work that he's put into making this happen, to current members of the school committee as well as former members of the school committee, current members of City Council, former members of City Council. I have to give my thanks to my predecessor, Joan Conley, superintendent, because she was a big part of helping to make this happen. And I also want to give thanks to the folks from URS and Gilbane, because we couldn't have had a better partnership than the one that has taken place to date. And I think what you're going to see today is really quite fantastic. And so, and when I've thought about the project, I thought about a quote I read a number of years ago from a report written by the New England Association of Schools and Colleges. And at that time, they were writing about a very, very old high school in Boston that was undergoing a rejuvenation. And I just want to read it. It's very short, but I think it has to do a lot with what's going on here. And it said, "The school is unique, a model for secondary schools facing the complexities and opportunities of the end of the 20th century." Obviously, not this century. A vibrant example of what pride and informed imagination can achieve. And that's what I think you're going to see today. That's what I think this is about. This is about informed imagination and a lot of pride that has taken place on the part of the city officials, but also on the folks who are helping us to put it together. And I think this is really going to be an example, a vibrant example of what folks aspire for now in the 21st century. So I'm a Johnny-come-lately to this, but I'm just really, really proud to be able to be a part of it. And I'd like to, last of all, congratulate and give my thanks to the next person who's going to speak, Dana Brown, principal of Malden High.
Thank you, Sid. Thank you, Mayor Howard, distinguished guests. I just want to call your attention to the folks who are standing off to my left and notice how much they look like the world, and from every part of the world. And that's what we have at Malden High School. We have 1,700 kids from all over the world who deserve a top-notch education in a first-class facility. We think they're already getting a top-notch education. We think they'll have a first-class facility within a matter of months. I want to congratulate and thank everyone here for being part of it. And really, from where I stand as the principal, they're the focus of why we come to work every day, and I want to thank them for being here. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dana. Along the way and at the very beginning of our process of rehabbing the schools, we need some legislative help. In fact, the schools initially were built under a piece of special legislation that was really groundbreaking in its effort to make the construction process as seamless and as economical as possible. The people that helped us out with that were our state delegation, led by Christopher Fallon, who's the state representative, basically from the majority of the population. For the city of Malden, I know Representative Donato is going to be here as well. I don't see him, but speaking on behalf of the state delegation, who was so crucial in helping us move the whole process forward, is our state representative, Christopher Fallon.
Thank you. Mr. Treasurer, Ms. Craven, you can come to Malden anytime, especially when you bring a check in this amount of money. I just wish you didn't make the $69 million check payable to me, but I'll deposit it in my bank account and make sure the city gets appropriately reimbursed. I also have to thank my predecessor of sorts, Tom Finneran, a tremendous help in getting the school renovation program in the city of Malden, not only the renovation program for Jenkins Auditorium, but the K-8 program that Mayor Howard initiated, and Tom Finneran absolutely back in 98 or 99 gave it his top priority. And again, he plays a major role and should be recognized for his involvement in this entire process. I am a former Malden High School school teacher. I remember back in the 70s when I taught at Malden High School that we were talking about doing some renovation work back then to Jenkins Auditorium. Mayor Howard, you've always made the performing arts a top priority in your administration. You focused on the jewel that we call Jenkins Auditorium from the very beginning of your administration. I'm sure that you are extremely satisfied, and you should take a great deal of credit seeing now this dream of yours come true. I can remember watching Stevie Wonder perform in Jenkins Auditorium. When? Let it suffice to say, a long time ago. The Boston Ballet performed in Little Stevie, Thin Stevie Wonder. The Boston Ballet has performed in Jenkins Auditorium. There is an incredible history associated with this auditorium, and it's just going to get better, more fulfilling, richer, if you will. Mayor, congratulations to you, the City Council, and the School Committee. And on behalf of Richard Desai, Stat Smith, and Paul Donato, we're glad to be a cooperative in getting these funds into the City of Malden. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. The next person I'm going to introduce is the Treasurer of the Commonwealth, Timothy Cahill. Lots of people don't understand that for a certain period of time, the Commonwealth ran into a problem with its ability to be able to fund the number of projects that were coming in to be either built new or built and rehabbed across the Commonwealth. Our high school was put on the to be approved list back in 2002, and for several years we literally couldn't do anything about trying to move forward on the project because the Commonwealth quite had not figured out how it was going to finance all the variety of projects that were being proposed to be approved. Tim Cahill took over as treasurer, and shortly thereafter, the Commonwealth and his office went to work on a new funding plan for all of the more than 400 schools that were on a list but frozen, and the hundreds more that were in the queue to come in and be approved for funding in outlying years. So I want to congratulate the treasurer with kind of putting the stability behind the financing plan for many of the communities of the Commonwealth to be able to move forward on important projects like this one. As I said, stand here today for Malden High School. He brings forward a check that will allow us to move the entire program from beginning to end, do it in a way where we're going to be able to cut our financing costs down to a minimum over the life of the project, the borrowing of it, and allow us to be able to move forward with our construction team expeditiously. So, Treasurer, thank you very much for coming out today. Congratulations for all the work that the School Building Authority has done.
I'm here to sign the check, so I won't take up too much more of your time. It's a little cold out here. Hey, Paul, how are you? Representative Donato, who's here, Representative Fallon, Mayor Howard. I think what they've all been saying is that this is a team effort, and it would not have happened but for the work of the local city council, school committee, the mayor, state representative. The delegation has been fantastic. They put us in charge. They gave us the tools, and our job is to make sure that we perform. And I'm proud to say that we have been able to perform. This has been a complicated project, and it's always tough to save a beautiful building. And on paper, at least, it seems easy to tear it down and rebuild. But with all the cooperation, I think we're going to make this the jewel of a rehabilitated school building project. And I think the students, I grew up in an urban school district in Quincy, which was right downtown, and I think you're very lucky to be in an area of the downtown area, to get the flavor of the city, which most high school students don't get. And some see as a negative, we see as a positive. So to fix this school, to bring it back up to where it was, is a great concept and a great part of what we do. We want to really congratulate the architect, Flansburgh, Gilbane, the project manager, the folks that are going to make this happen while the students get educated. All of the teachers and the administrators here who are cooperating to make it work. It would not happen but for the cooperation of everyone. And I'm just very, very happy and proud to have played a small role. And we'll be very, very thrilled to be signing this check in a few seconds. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. Treasurer. The next person to speak will be Catherine Craven. She's the Executive Director of the School Building Authority and is the point person for every community that comes through the doors to have their project considered. Literally within either a week or two of her appointment as the Executive Director, she was gracious enough to schedule an appointment with me, come out to this site and spend an hour, almost an hour and a half, just walking around trying to learn about what Malden had under consideration for this building and for the rehab of the 1970s wings. Back then we were talking about a little bit more of a complicated plan. We had some ideas of maybe moving City Hall down to this site and building a smaller, more modern wing off the edge of the building on Ferry Street. It did get complicated. Ultimately, the community decided not to go in that direction. But the point is that Catherine took the time to come out to learn about what it was that we thought would be best for the community and for the students that are here. And it's the kind of attention to detail that she pays, I believe, on every project that comes in to the school building authority. She has a great staff in there, but she has also been a stabilizing influence on the entire program and has allowed, as I mentioned before, those more than 400 projects that were in the queue and the many hundreds of more that have come in to figure out how it is that they're going to get their day in the sun with their check. So I congratulate her on the great work that her and the staff have done, and I'm glad she's able to come out today after being here several years ago and learning about it from the beginning. So, Catherine, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do have to point out for everybody who hasn't been part of the day-to-day sort of decision-making process that this meeting that I had with Mayor Howard in late November 2004 was the beginning of a series of meetings that we've had with the legislative delegation over the years, even city councilors and school committee members that have come in to talk and weigh in on the project. And Mayor Howard has always had really one person, one group of people in mind throughout this entire, besides the taxpayers, which goes without saying, and you guys over there, the kids, the students of Malden High that are the future of not only Malden but also the Commonwealth. Every time we had a change to be made to the Malden High School project, Mayor Howard was sort of shepherding through it. What's the best educational plan for the kids? What's going to work out the best? So I really am so impressed with everybody that we have here from Malden today and all of you that are out there in front of us, because this is going to be a very complicated project to get through, but I have the utmost confidence that with URS, Gilbane, and Flansburgh involved, and your state legislative delegation, city council, and school committee, everyone that's working together, that's worked together to get to this point, that we're going to come in on time and under budget. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Catherine. I think we're ready to sign this check in closing. A couple of notes. We're going to do a tour of at least this wing of the facility so that, as Dana said, the students will help us navigate our way through the beginnings of the project here and see what work has been accomplished to date. And in closing, I want to thank the people who have been most essential for doing this unique overhaul of our entire system. George Cruz from Flansburgh and his associate has been the project architect literally beginning in 1996 and working with us all the way through today. We would definitely be remiss if we did not mention David Solo, who is the leader in the firm, who passed away several years ago, and Earl Flansburgh himself. They were the team that came in and made the initial presentation to Malden when we were considering doing this great adventure, and they have been shepherding the project all the way along and have come up with great designs for the variety of schools that we've been able to put on the ground. Malden High and the other piece of the team all along has been URS. James Norton was originally with O'Brien Kreitzberg when they were part of the team going back in 1996 as well to be our day-to-day construction manager. James has been the assigned person from that company. It has literally been our eyes and ears at each one of these projects that we've done, our seventh now, and will obviously make sure that we spend this $69 million in the right fashion. Jack Bradshaw and the team from Gilbane. Should mention Dennis Grogan, who has been an essential person in the early engineering efforts within the school itself. Dennis is recovering from a little bit of an injury, but Jack, I know, has his entire team out here. We want to thank Gilbane for taking on only the second in the Commonwealth construction manager at risk process. This unique construction methodology, which again should help communities be able to bring projects in on time and in or under budget, which we expect will happen here. And we think we have the right team in place to make Malden High a success for the Commonwealth model in the coming years. So thanks to all of them. So that's the end. Please make sure you take the tour. We invite the treasurer up to sign the check.
Representative Donato came in late. Maybe he's been here from the beginning as well. So before I sign the check,
I just want to reiterate what was said by Kathy. The hard work that's done by the school building assistance program is something that the legislature was very cognizant of in the beginning, and we're excited about what is going to happen here at Malden High School. And the $69 million is going to go a long way to make sure that Representative Fallon and Representative Smith, who sent his beautiful daughter here so that he could stay in Florida. So on behalf of our delegation, and I know that Representative Fallon already told you how excited we are, I'm just as excited that this is going to happen, and we look forward to spending this money wisely, Mr. Treasurer. Thank you very much.
One of the biggest checks we've signed, I think, in the history of this program. So couldn't go to a better community.
Isn't that close to a big check?
$69,364,963.
How many cents?
Put your hands on that.
Okay.
Come on, Mayor.
We could double down on this and go out and buy some lottery tickets, Mayor. Help the Commonwealth a second one.
Hey, gee, that's not a bad idea.
You want this check? I think the mayor should get it.